Runic by Charles Skinner. A flash of lightning banished the darkness, revealing the violent surface of the ebony sea and the white sails of the approaching galley. Theon couldn't believe his eyes. This ship was chasing him into a squall that neither of them was likely to survive. These hunters were determined. A glowing haze sprang up from the galley, burning arrows. "Take cover!" Theon screamed. Shelter was too far away. He wouldn't make it. He cringed, hoping he wouldn't get hit. Falling streaks of light left behind scattered flames. One of the crewmen screamed. His leg was pinned to the deck. His pants were on fire. Theon snatched a passing crewman by the shirt, dragging him to a stop. "I want every man on deck." "But Captain will..." "They'll be sending the hooks over next. Have the men line the railing and make ready to cut their ropes." Theon shoved him towards the rear cabin where the rest of the crew was hiding. A mountain of water loomed beside his ship, drawing closer. Theon braced against the railing. The vessel tilted as the wave lifted it up and up until the whole ship was close to tipping over. Water struck him, roaring as it knocked his legs out from under him. Amidst the tumbling crates, the falling lines, and the flashes of lightning, there was a single point of calm. One of his passengers stood on the deck perfectly still, oblivious to the streaks of lightning raining down around him. The cries of the wounded didn't seem to touch this man, nor did it appear to bother him that they would soon find a grave at the bottom of the sea. "This is your doing!" Theon screamed at him. "You got us into this!" Gand, the first mate, came to Theon's side. "They're after the child. They have no reason to kill us. If we put up a white flag, they'll stop shooting. When they board, we can hand over the child and..." Gand flinched, grasping his stomach, blood gushing out from between his fingers. The passenger was still motionless. His face was blank, as if nothing had happened. But his slender blade was drenched in blood. Theon was not shocked by the speed of the attack. This man was one of the Shield. If the legends were true, this was the least of what he could do. The ship started to tilt. The captain caught hold of the railing just in time to keep from being swept away. When he opened his eyes, the Shield warrior was unmoved, as if the fury of the sea could not touch him. His dark eyes were still locked on Theon's. Gand was gone, taken by the sea. "You killed him just because..." The tip of the steel blade was suddenly resting against Theon's throat. "I will kill anyone who suggests we abandon the child. You know what he is. You know what is at stake. Your life doesn't matter. My life doesn't matter. The child must live." Grappling hooks pummeled the deck, then snapped back, catching on the railing. "The hooks, you fools! The hooks!" Theon called to his men. But their efforts proved futile. The three-pronged hooks were fastened to the ends of long steel bars. The sailors couldn't reach the ropes to cut them. They hacked at the railing in the desperate attempt to get their hooks free, but there were too many. As the cranks of the enemy vessel turned, bringing in their ropes, the two ships were pulled together, side by side. Before the hulls had even touched, soldiers leapt across the gap. Brandishing barbed chains and bladed gauntlets, the sailors drew their blades and met the enemy head-on, driving many of them back over the railing into the sea, but many more followed, more men than it seemed the galley could hold. The Shield warrior stood his ground in front of the door that led down to the lower decks where the child was hidden. More shadow than man, he slipped through the ranks of the oncoming soldiers, never appearing to strike, yet they fell, one by one, grasping wounds, crying out in horror. It was mesmerizing how their blades swooped in again and again, unable to catch his nimble body, and how he vanished into the smoke and reappeared where they least expected him. The bodies on the deck were piling up. Perhaps he would slay every last one of them. Perhaps... A burning arrow struck the Shield, pausing him for a moment. He pressed on, but he was slower now. Another wave crashed into the ship, surging over the deck, and knocked the Shield off his feet. The soldiers swarmed him, thrusting and stomping. In that dismal moment, Theon could hear the Shield's last words echoing in his mind. "The child must live!"